the same. In fact, I think Stevie Nicks is in the video, playing her guitar.
Oh yeah, she was eating all that jelly.
Legend.
I remember that. She was in the background eating that jar of jelly.
Matt, I don't think you're ready for this podcast jelly.
I don't think I am, man. How's everything been going?
Good. I'm Jeremy. He's Matt.
I am Matt, and that is Jeremy, like he was saying. And this is What Was I Saying? This is the podcast.
Number 6.
Number 6. Yes. I'm surprised that guys have listened to episode 6.
I'm surprised that we are still alive, that YouTube or Google haven't assassinated us yet.
Oh, I know. Like, what the heck is this? We are done.
Yes.
So what's been going on, man?
I learned some things this week.
Oh, yeah?
Yes. I hate the fact that I'm at that age where I'm getting old that I don't know what young people are doing.
Dude.
You know what I mean? Not to be in a creepy way.
Yeah, no, I feel you.
But, like, my niece will tell me something. You know what I mean? I'm like, well, what does that mean? Or something like that. You know what I mean? So I learned some things this week that frightened me. Like, yeah. Because I don't want to mess this up, so I'm going to get the right definition of this. Mm-hmm. Have you ever heard of... Hold on. Work for me, Google. Have you ever heard of butt chugging?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, man, that's some... they put that on Jackass. Yeah.
It's a legit thing.
You basically put a beer funnel or something in your butt.
Yes.
And pour alcohol in it.
There are videos. Stop. I can't.
Dude, is that now a thing? Because that was some Jackass stuff.
No. They're going next level. They're soaking tampons in vodka
go figure.
and putting it in their butthole.
Yeah.
I swear. For real. They said, like, I read this statistic the other day. Crazy statistic. If you get a super tampon, sorry, I don't know what a super tampon is.
Right.
I don't know if it has a cape on it or what. But is the same equivalent to having one shot of vodka up your butt. But
it bypasses
but the difference is this.
It bypasses your liver.
Exactly. And you can't throw it up. Your body doesn't recognize it. This is like some science, some Bill Nye the Science Guy kind of stuff. So normally if you get sick and you're like, oh, I'm going to throw up and make myself feel better, you can't because it doesn't go through the rest of your body. So your body doesn't recognize it as a toxin. So you're just stuck. That's why people die of alcohol poisoning, because it goes straight to you.
Correct. Right. Yeah. I don't remember if you saw Jackass when Steve-O did the vodka IV.
Oh, I can't.
He walked around in the gown, but the bag was full of vodka.
Yeah.
And he did the whole thing. It was just dripping in his veins.
Johnny Knoxville, he's part of Jackass, isn't he?
Oh, yeah. He was the creator.
So I love Johnny Knoxville as an actor, like his movie The Ringer. Love it. But I just don't like Jackass. It just gets on my, it's just, I don't find entertainment by it.
Yeah.
That does it. But the Urban Dictionary definition of butt chugging is the act of ingesting alcohol through one's rectum. The idea is to increase the alcohol's effect and the speed with which one becomes intoxicated. And I always thought that they use it in a sentence. Hello, Jonathan. Would you care to attend my party? We will be butt chugging.
Butt chugging, you say, Jonathan?
Oh, my God.
What time should I partake to this party?
I did not plan this, but I used this on Bootylicious, and now we're talking about butt chugging.
Oh, those weren't connected?
They were not connected.
No,
I swear. Oh, my God. But no, I read an article the other day. I was trying to find it. I can't find it. But this woman, stick with me with this. The woman's husband was an alcoholic, but he had stuff in his throat that was hurting him to swallow stuff. So she put 2 whole bottles of sherry in his butt.
2 bottles of what?
Sherry, like the I guess it's a wine, sherry. SHER or whatever. Anyway, sherry, the wine.
Yeah.
And so he could have it, but he died. And so she
is she in jail?
We should not laugh at this. She wound up getting out of it. But yeah, so she died because she gave him an enema of it. Like she literally, it's like an enema
she died
bag.
or he died?
He died.
He died.
Yeah.
What a perfect murder.
But I mean, how much do you love your partner? Like, honey, I know number one, I know you're an alcoholic. So you really shouldn't have this, but I'm going to go buy an enema. Hopefully they bought a new one. Let's not get to the point of using a used enema.
Well, they probably had them just lying around.
Ew.
Because nobody gets to that point where they're like, oh, your first enema, you want 2
they probably
bottles
have
of
the
wine?
enema next to the wine opening bottle.
That's what I'm saying. Well, here's the thing. The first time you ever bring it to your wife, okay? Hey, will you pour wine in my butt? You know what? Will you pour 2 bottles of wine in my butt?
Yes, honey.
Oh, yeah, duh. Of course I will.
So,
Go get the internet. So there might be some shady stuff going on.
And then I read another one of these frat guys, same thing, that they all got alcohol poisoning because they decided it was like the thing they were going to do. So
yeah, I'm thinking back in high school, I could have probably taken a good 2 bottles of wine up my butt.
You could not have taken 2 bottles of wine up your butt.
Back in the day.
Here's the thing, okay? I'm not saying this.
Oh, I didn't mean the liquid.
Oh my God! Stop.
No, I'm kidding.
But it's just funny that guys, like, are all about worried about being gay. You know, he's supposed to like, goes, I can't do that because I don't want to be gay. But you're sticking stuff in your butt.
Yeah,
you're sticking stuff in your butt, like, you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. And the word rectum.
And well, no, you got to also think the end of a funnel, like an actual beer funnel, is that big.
Oh my God!
So they're having to like open their butt to do, and I'm sorry for the first start of this podcast. That's what we're talking about.
I don't know, but we were just talking about earlier how we need to get girls to come here. I don't know how tampons, like, the whole like if you try to squeeze one in a butt, like, it would like.
Yeah, it'd come.
People's butts are tight. That's what I'm just trying to say.
Right, and that's why I'm thinking with a butt funnel.
A funnel would work just a funnel. But if you just sit there and so imagine, like, go to a party, you're like, oh, we're gonna have Jello shots, we're gonna have drunk gummy bears, we're gonna have tampons you shove up your butt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what the
Can
hell?
I get 2 shots of vodka? Let me get that tampon soaked in Everclear, and then I guess some water.
Invite me to your butt chugging party.
God Almighty, we're in the wrong business, dude.
I'm in the right business. I'm away from it.
No, I'm just saying
Don't
we
get me
don't
wrong.
do it.
I'm a booty guy. I like me a good booty, but keep the alcohol going on one end, and then yes, I don't want the alcohol going up that end.
Yeah,
I mean, I do want to. Like, I'm scared to try it, but I don't want to try it.
Oh,
I do like a jackass thing, you know, like where we try it, but I'm afraid I don't want alcohol.
No,
poisoning.
I'm definitely not doing it now.
But butt chugging is a thing.
Yeah, well, see, I didn't know a whole lot about stuff, but I have those 2 guys working for me that are 16. Man, I'm learning stuff every day. They're coming in with new lingo. You know, some of the lingo is the same.
What worries me about, especially like younger generation now, is trying to do stuff to be like the cool person on the social media. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna do 2 bottles of sherry at my butt, and you know what I mean? Because you're just trying to do something fascinating. But also, every time I say "but" now, I laugh.
Yeah.
I think also they're learning to. So I feel like you have some that were like that a few years ago. Remember when Vine was all popular and Vine went away? Now I feel like they're like, okay, that's not cool anymore to do something stupid. You know what I mean? I think you have both sides of it. I think you have the crazy sides, like you have your crazy people, but then I think you have the other ones that are like, I've seen that craziness. Okay, whatever. I'm not going to click on that. You know what I mean? So,
well, the things with Vine, which made them so good, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but the new YouTube sensation, Jake Paul and Logan Paul, Logan Ryan.
Is that the guy you showed me that night with the blonde hair? And he's like,
"What's up, everybody?
What's up, everybody?
Yeah,
I'm here." And he like starts off like he's on.
Yeah, and he used to be a
Vine. Are they called Viners? Was he a Viner?
Yeah, and then when Vine went away, he went to YouTube.
Yeah,
and he became super popular.
Now he's huge. Is he the Maverick guy, or is that someone else?
Merch.
Yeah. My niece. Okay, so I always like to take my niece on these little dates. I call them. You know what I mean? Just to take her out. And so she loves him. And she asked me the other day, she's like, I want a Maverick shirt for Christmas. And I was laughing because I've been meaning to tell you. That's what, remember the other day I said, that's something I got to tell you. That's what it was. Because remember, we were laughing at that guy so bad that night because you showed me for the first time. You introduced me to him.
Everything is all merch.
And that's what she wants. Like, she's like, if I met him, I would die. And I was laughing. I was like, no.
Dude, he is the best marketing person ever. Because you got to think, he keeps everybody's attention. Everything's so fast.
His video off like he doesn't stop. You know what I mean? Like the
energy level is always there.
But he's like a friggin' like those cheesy car commercials like sell. Mm-hmm. He's like that through the whole video.
Yep.
Like a whole video.
It's nothing I would watch, but you got to think with ADD kids. And nowadays,
he's huge.
I mean, dude, he's absolutely the genius.
Yeah.
When it comes to marketing. And now it only makes sense to me because of business. Mm-hmm. Because I would never watch that, but it's not for me. But is it a
character, I wonder?
No doubt. And I'll tell you why it is. Charisma on Command did a breakdown on him. And the it shows. And as soon as he starts the video, the girl beside him is like, whoa, you're so much more, like you have to really get into this character, don't you, to go to record? And he goes, I have to. My fans, that's what they want. And he was still recording. Okay. So, yeah.
To me, though, I don't know, I love Joe Santiago. He's my favorite.
Yeah, I like him.
But I feel like that's him on the video, and if I just meet him in the street. You know what I mean? I don't feel like that's his character.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like he cusses like a sailor, whether you're on the street. You know what I mean? Because he's brought his family on there. He does that. If you do something in front of your mom, that's normally you.
Right.
That's a good way to determine if you do something in front of your family, that's you.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder, to me, though, like I'm more of a realness kind of person. You know what I mean? Like that's why I'm more leaning more toward podcasts of people that's not doing characters and that kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. I think that sometimes they can be funny, but like you said, he makes millions. So I can't. Yeah.
As much as I want to hate him, I don't.
Making the money.
I hate his stuff, and I would never watch it. But it's almost a respect factor there.
Exactly.
But it was also saying that he had to catch, with coming from Vine, you have to catch people's attention in what? How long is the Vine? 10 seconds? 15?
10 or 15, maybe 20 seconds. Tops.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So you have to catch people's attention and make them funny that quick. So he took that experience.
So he's making hour-long Vine videos with that same energy for the 10-second Vine. He's making a whole hour of it.
Correct. And if you think about all of his cuts, think about his cuts. Hey, what's up, everybody? Blah, 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 blah. And then bam, it's another Vine. And then bam, it's another Vine. So even though it flows, it's just a bunch of Vines.
You have like a wrestler. Wrestlers can be like, I pity the fool. Like Mr. T. Like, I'm going to beat you, Hulk Hogan. You know what I mean? Like that kind of energy. Just to grab you and
and that's what it takes.
It's almost like you grab someone by the shirt, you just shake them. That's what I feel like he does with these videos. Like he just shakes you, and you're like, "Look at me!" You know, and you do that. So, props to him. And I'm telling you, you got these young people, which I don't think he's that young. I think he's got to be in his middle 20s or something.
He's probably 22,
maybe,
21.
Yeah, but they're making the money. Boom.
Yeah,
that's their life, But I think for me though, to keep an image has got to be so.
Oh man, now, but you pay me that kind of money.
You're like, I will keep an image for $1 million.
That image is, I'm going to keep it. So it doesn't matter there.
Yeah. So what you been up to?
Man, I don't know. My shoulder. I quit wearing that brace, and I probably shouldn't.
It looks like you're moving your arm more now. Like it doesn't hurt you as much now.
What's crazy is it doesn't. But everybody keeps saying, look, wear it even if it doesn't hurt because these things got to heal. But man, it gets so annoying. But I still can't, live
At least
on
you wasn't in like a cast.
Past that.
I've never been in a knock on wood. Like I said, I've never broken anything, so I've never been in a cast.
You've
before.
never broken a bone, ever. Dude, I've broken
I sprayed
19
my ankle
probably.
one time at church because I jumped from the top of the stairs to the bottom and I sprained my ankle. And I was a video game kid.
Yeah.
Like stayed in the house. I wasn't that active, So yeah.
Dude, I broke probably 19. Mm-mm. Is it that high? It might not be that high. It might be I know it's double digits.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, I would break my arm, and then I'd break my finger, and then I'd break my ankle, and then it'd go back to my arm, and then, man. But I was always moving around, doing something. But I think I'm going to end up having, what is it? The bone arthroporosis, or what is it?
Osteoporosis.
Yeah. I think I'm going to end up having that. My mother has it. And I break my ribs a lot, like wrestling, joking around, like me and boys, and I'd always break my ribs.
Plus, I think every time you do something to your bones, the arthritis sets in. If you've done stuff, I still would like to find out. I've always heard, as a kid, they'd be like, "Don't pop your fingers, you get arthritis." But I heard that was a lie.
I'm waiting to see because I've been popping mine for
a long. True, I'm gonna be like, you know what I mean? I'm gonna be an arthritic kind of person. You know what I mean? That will be me to a T. So.
Oh yeah.
Now, I did think, because I think they always say, if you ever crack your tailbone, you can't really do nothing about it.
You just sit in a donut.
So I do think I did that one time because we were doing a slip and slide game, and I came out and I landed on my coccyx bone, and I was up in there. It was one of those inflatable slip and slides, and I came into the air and I just landed, boom, on the back of my tailbone. And I mean, for weeks, I'm sitting at work, like, at an angle. I couldn't even, like, I mean, it was using a donut. So, I mean, I think that would be technically the only thing I've ever broke, which was painful because when you work a desk job, you having to sit on your butt. You know what I mean? And I was just, oh, God, it was so painful. It would just not go away. So,
yeah, man, my sister broke hers skiing, and it was the first time she met Adam, who's her husband's parents, and they went on a ski trip. And she ended up busting like the first time down the mountain skiing. And then she was, she's super tough or whatever. So she just kept going and skiing. Finally, she's just, I think she stayed in one day, but she ended up going and getting x-rays and having to sit in a donut. And they called, they're like, Adam, when are you going to go see your broke ass girlfriend? And it was, anyway, it was super funny.
That's awesome. I skied one time. I went on a church trip. It was hands down probably one of the worst trips I've ever been on in my life. Like, it was just like I was sort of the youth leader, so the kids were fighting and stuff like that, and it took me 45 minutes to come down the bunny slope, which is, I guess, the kiddie course.
Oh, really?
And one of my friends, he was good at doing videography stuff, so they made a video of the trip. And so what he did, he edited the video, and he would go show me on the course. I'd go a little bit, fall on my face.
Really?
So, but then he would cut to a clip of showing more stuff. Then he'd come back to me, and he'd cut to the clip.
That's pretty funny.
It was to show how drug out. Like it took me 45 minutes to come down the bunny slope, and I swear to everything that there was something wrong with my skis because literally every time I would move forward, it'd pop out. So I was like, there's got to be something wrong. I mean, it's just not me. I know I'm not the most athletic person in the world.
Oh, your foot kept popping out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I would go, boom. And I'm not a little bit, I would fall on my face. Like, so my face was red from falling. And it was like the fake snow because we went to. We went to, it was in Tennessee.
Same. I probably went to the same place you did.
But it was, it didn't snow. So they had the fake snow. You know what I mean? And it hurt. And then you're in all this gear. Because, again, I never had to wear, like, a bib and, all the ski jacket. So you're sweating because it was like 60 degrees, but yet we're skiing.
Totally, yeah.
So I don't know. I do not like skiing. I will never go skiing again.
I never snow skied. I traded in. I went on a church trip as well. And then we had to go with a larger because our church only had 22 people in it.
Holy crap.
Yeah. And, attendance, it would say last week's attendance was 23.
Oh, so did y'all have one of those little signs at the front of the thing that said this? Oh, my God, those little Southern Baptist
offering
churches.
was $86. And it would be.
Was it Baptist?
Yeah. Yeah. It was deep Southern Baptist.
Yeah.
I mean, like 23 people. I mean,
exactly.
you know what it's going to be. But we would go there, and the slaves ended up building the church back in the 1800s. And so it didn't have air conditioner. I remember when I was in the 7th grade, and my dad would, every other Sunday, man, we were always in church, because that's when I would go see him. But they ended up getting window units, and I think 15 people more showed up because it was, it was like they had the high roofs.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was, we ended up having to go with and the people that went, they didn't always come to church, but there was like 7 of us that grew up in Belmont, kids, and we ended up going with a bigger church out of Birmingham, and so we joined with them and everything, and then a few of them got snowboards, and I'm like, I want a snowboard, I don't want to ski. So I paid like $5 more and got a snowboard, which was.
Did you do it?
Pretty, yeah,
was it good?
It was fun. First time I got off ski lift, we rode up. All of us, we all just busted our
ski lifts
ass.
are scary. Number one, because it's just really you're just there. You know what I mean?
No, I mean we got on it fine, but getting off,
because like boom, because it's like the skis go forward. Yeah. I mentioned, was it one of them churches too? Like on Sundays, like people would just stand up and just tell you what they'd pray. You know what I mean? Normally, like in my church, you'd have to call during the week because we had sort of a medium-sized church. Because you have the mega churches now, which scare me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you have like your little tiny church, and you have sort of like a medium church. So our church was like that. It was like everybody knew everybody, but it was still a pretty big kind of church. So you'd have to call during the week to put in your prayer stuff. They would put that on the bulletin. But I bet you at your church, they just stand up and be like, I'm having hernia surgery this week. Or
oh, yeah. It was bad. Our preacher had polio, and he would drive from Linden, which is about 30-something minutes, give or take, every Sunday, drive up there.
Yeah.
And Yeah, it was. I mean, you would see your neighbors, and then you would see them on Sunday. And the people that didn't come, because, our town, Belmont, Alabama, if you could even find it on the map, with kids and everything, you would think 40. But in the actual circle, you might have had 33.
And everybody knew everybody's business too, didn't they?
Everybody.
You didn't come to church and be like, "Oh, Sister Big Hair, where were you this Sunday?" Because we used to call them because I came from Assembly of God Church, so they'd call old ladies with the big hair PhDs, Pentecostal hairdos, like they had the big hair.
Yeah.
So I had I remember going to my grandmother's church when I was a kid because it was just such a reverence my mom had. I don't know if we've talked about this on a podcast, but before. My mom was raised in a very strict Southern Baptist church, so she wanted to keep us sort of away from that. It was sort of such a reverence, Yeah, I think we talked about this because of the whole me using Xmas that time. But so I did go one Easter with my grandmother or one Sunday, and it was I just remember seeing that. Like, it was just a little tiny church. Like, it's one of the churches that every time somebody comes in the door, everybody can see you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Oh my gosh, I couldn't. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And I hate sitting on the front row. I'd rather sit in the back row of a church. It's just my thing because I just feel like people, But see, I went to a church where we danced and we.
Oh yeah, you were Pentecostal, yeah.
And we did the flags, and people would speak in tongues, and you have the interpreter and stuff like that. And so I thought all churches was like that because that's the only church I really went to. And
oh yeah.
So when I went to a Baptist church, I was just confused. I was like, why aren't they doing what we do, kind of thing. So yeah, but I enjoy it. Like, it didn't freak me out. I thought it would freak me out a lot, like hearing the speaking in tongues and all, but it didn't.
Yeah. The the small church that I went to with no choir. The church, maybe it was bigger in the early 1900s because the old pews, they were just crying, no air conditioning at all. It's just a big building. And then they built like a fellowship hall where people would go and eat. And that was like a humongous deal because people had to fund it.
Because you got to have, if you in a Baptist church, if you actually in any Southern church, no matter what religion you are, you got to have a good fellowship hall.
Yeah,
because this
was basically a 10 building.
Hold all those casseroles them ladies bring. You know what I mean? Some good country food for real.
And my grandmother is buried behind, and my granddad is buried behind that church. And there's graves back there from 1767.
Wow.
Yeah.
I saw some when I went to New Orleans, they have the mausoleums.
Yeah.
Or people that have to bury them, above ground in New Orleans. And I saw stuff like that, from the 1600s and 1500s. Like, families will just buy the whole thing, so they'll just keep stacking bodies up in there because the other ones decompose.
Yeah. Well, you know how they do that in New Orleans? Is if they bury somebody and then somebody else dies, before they bury them, they take all the bones, because they lay the body up there. They take them all out and they put them in a bag, almost like a garbage bag. And they put them underneath it in the garbage bag and they put the body up there.
See, I thought they would just keep stacking them on there.
It's just, and the only reason why I know that, because when I was in New Orleans, not last time, but the time before last, we took a tour through the thing.
Yeah.
And there was this, it must have been this famous guy.
Creepy that it's sort of beautiful? At least for me, you would think go to a funeral thing is eerie, but it had some kind of seeing just the old, you know what I mean? Like from 1700s, this thing's been there. You know what I mean? And there's cracks in it. That one where the door was off, and I was like, oh god, if something pops out of there. Don't get me wrong, I don't want to be there at nighttime. Oh, well, but can you imagine, but there was some kind of reverence or some kind of beauty about it.
No, dude, I always want to go back and look because I see old pictures from my hometown.
Yeah.
From the late 1800s when it was just dirt roads and the downtown part. And I'm like, man, if I could just go back and see it back then.
That's true. I like to see every now and then they'll post what the mall used to look like in Mobile or what a corner used to look like, here in Pensacola, Halifax or something, and it's so cool to see where it came from, Yeah,
no doubt.
So when you die, how do you want to be buried?
Talking to my oldest sister, I guess lately, an organ donor. Mm-hmm. But then I start thinking, all right, do I want to be cremated? And then again, it's almost just put me in the ground, dude. Because if I die before my parents, I'll probably go in the ground. If I die after them, I'll more than likely just give my body to science.
Why would that make a difference?
If what?
If you died before whatever your parents, why wouldn't?
My mother would. There's no way she would say give his body to science.
But don't you determine that yourself now?
I could, but
yeah, I think on your license
it doesn't matter.
On your license, you do that.
I mean, yeah, you can put organ donor,
So
but
I think.
I mean, people say organ donor, but they don't ever do it.
No, I mean by law, I think they have to.
No, because
they don't.
No, in Alabama, they're like, you want to be an organ donor? I was like, yeah.
Oh, do you still have an Alabama license?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But
yeah.
I don't think it says. I don't even think they asked me last time.
Okay. Yeah.
But the I think I don't know, man. I probably will just be an organ donor, but I don't want to be the kid that gets an F. Like, you know?
An F?
Yeah, because medical students are going to, like, work on you.
Oh, you mean they do that? Oh, no, but I'm saying there's different organ donors, though. That's donating your body to, like, a student center. But then, like, I have 2 instances in my life. I had my stepdad's grandfather, but he donated his body. Mm-hmm. About 6 to 8 months after he died, we got a letter in the mail from his family that because he donated his body, that this grandpa of another family got his eyes. He got to see for the first time in his life.
That's cool.
It's the coolest. I mean, can you imagine?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, of course, my stepdad and all, they're grieving.
Like, I'm seeing, but they're not my eyeballs.
Yeah. Or not even that, but just seeing for the first time.
Oh, gosh, yeah. I watched some of those videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're kind of sad.
So my stepdad's father allowed that. And so ever since then, I'm like, take every part of it. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
so you think that's
every
what you're
single
doing?
part of it. Oh, yeah. And I want to have my ashes go on, like, I want somebody to go down Splash Mountain and, like, lift their hands in the air and just let my ashes go. I know it's cheesy, but I do.
No, dude, that's
and
funny.
I want my ashes on, I want them spread out. They even have ashes now where you can, like, wear them, because my friend, she has that for her father. She has like a little necklace, so you can like divvy up the ashes and stuff.
Yeah.
But I remember we talked about the cremation thing on one of our podcasts before, how it works. I think we talked about that. But yeah, so I definitely want to be like in the ocean somewhere. Definitely somewhere in Disney World. You know, there's some of my favorite places. I just look at it now like that's not me anyway. So however it works, especially if I could donate my body, like my buddy Jared, who he passed away from type of leukemia, he wanted them because he was like, whatever it takes, because I don't want no one else to go through what I went through.
Yeah.
So they didn't actually get his ashes back to almost 2 years after he died, because whatever, I don't even know what happened. I don't know if he, like you said, I don't know if he went to students, whatever. I mean, I think if you donate it to science, I think you go to like scientists. Like, you know what I mean? Like legit people, and they like,
yeah,
whatever. Because he had a different kind of, his leukemia was in his genes, so his body kept making it. Even though his sister was a 98% bone marrow thing, which doing the bone marrow thing is a really cool thing. But she was a 98% match, but because his body kept making it, that's why he had it. So he donated his body, but 2 years later they got his ashes back, and so yeah. So for me, I mean, I'm okay with being cremated.
Yeah.
I think it's weird to be cremated and buried. My stepdad was cremated and they buried his ashes. To me, that's sort of like, meh.
Well, there's knocking 2 birds out.
Yeah.
One thing, like, he's buried, we're burying him. We're cremating him. All right, let's compromise.
Crazy story. This is a few years ago. There was this thing, it was in North Alabama where, hopefully I haven't said this story before, but there was this guy that was taking the people's money to cremate them, but he wasn't. He was just dumping the bodies. And it was right around that same time that my stepdad was so big that none of the furnaces here could cremate him because he was just a bigger guy. So they had to take him up to, I want to say it was either North Georgia or North Alabama. But it was around that same time. So to this day, it still freaks me out because I don't even know if he could have been part of that. But yeah, so this guy would actually like give like pet ashes or like whatever, just regular fireplace ashes to these families. How shitty is that?
Well, he needs to die.
Yeah. He needs to be
burned
not
alive.
cremated. Yeah, but like he needs to not be cremated. You know what I mean? But yeah, so he would give these families just crappy ashes from whatever, and then he would take the money, and then they found the bodies, whatever. But to me, I'm like, the bodies stink. Or, you know what I mean? Like you have to.
It's almost like if they didn't know like what he did. Let's just say that was like his side job.
Yeah.
And he was just doing it on the side, right? He didn't have a business license for it, and they were paying him. You know, he had the thing. And they found all these dead bodies.
Yes.
This guy's a serial killer.
That's true. That's true.
Man, that's a weird story.
It's crazy. So I think cremated for me.
Man,
the things we talk about on here.
That's it, dude.
So creepy.
Well, I tell you what, cremation.
I want to go like to your hometown, and that's one thing I'd love to do. I don't know, like I just like visiting. Like I love knowing about people that I like more about them. You know what I mean? Because like that's where you grew up and stuff like that. Like the first time I took a friend of mine and from here that's a good friend, and took him and we stayed at my mom's house, something like that. You know what I mean? I don't know why I like to share that because I'm like. I grew up here, you know what I mean? I came down these hallways as a kid, you know? And so something about like seeing where people grew up in, something I've always been fascinated
Man, if you saw mine, you would be like, wow. Oh, this is where you grew up?
Yeah.
Yeah. No red lights. Yeah.
Wow.
So
I think it would be cool though. Like, especially number one, going there and like me visiting, they probably, because they know everything. You know what I mean? They know probably everybody. They're like, "Oh, he's a stranger." You know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
no doubt. Yeah,
or like getting a hotel there. You know what I mean? Because
there is no hotel room.
So they don't even have one. They don't even have like an inn there.
No, you have to go into like the city, the town, which is 30 minutes away.
Because I always think like some of the small towns they have like an inn.
Yeah, we don't have.
You know what I mean? Like a country inn.
Yeah.
Because I always see that like on TV shows.
I remember when we got gas down there.
Y'all didn't have a gas station?
Oh, we had a store where you could get like sardines and like ice and stuff like that. A lot of baked beans.
Now you visited this town though. You didn't live there. You only went there when you visited your dad, or did you grow up there?
I grew up there.
Oh wow,
yeah,
dude.
I say Demopolis because people know Demopolis.
Well, yeah, it's just like I say Mobile instead of Saraland.
Yeah, it's fine. But I went to school in Demopolis because everybody there, because that's where the school is. But yeah, it was. You had to drive there, and it was only across the river. But the ferry stopped working before I was born because there was an old ferry my great granddad used to run it.
Oh, that's cool.
And he would take people across the river, and then when that shut down, and then I guess in the 50s the bridge got hit by a barge and was destroyed. They never rebuilt it. And then the ferry started up, and then after the ferry, you just had to go drive around. It's still like that to this day.
Crazy.
A guy moved down there with the Marshans, and he's got Mimosa Ridge down there. So it's a little bit more popular because people will go on, because it's on the bluffs of the river, the other side, and it's secluded. People do like weddings there and stuff like that. But yeah, man, just backwoods South,
That's
man.
so cool, though.
About as southern and south as you could possibly imagine. I mean, like, and that's probably where, I know that's where I get my accent from, but if you had to really think of the stereotypical Southern, without the political bullcrap to it that media wants to make, but whatever you think a Southern person is like, that's it, man.
How many people were in your graduating class?
22.
22.
Yeah, I was number 22. I knew everybody's first name, last name, their parents' name. That's it. So, some people that I talk to, they're like, "Man, I didn't know everybody's name in my graduating class." Yeah, I knew everybody's first name, middle name, last name.
No. I had 318.
Yeah, I had 20. I had 21.
In my high school, I had 318, which I knew a lot of them, but I didn't know all of them.
We won a state championship 4 years in a row.
Really?
Yeah, a bunch of Southern, cockstrong white boys.
What was your school mascot?
It was a cougar.
Cougar.
Yeah.
Oh.
Southern Academy is what it was called. Yeah.
That's so cool.
It was, but yeah, we won a state championship, and 4 years. Our senior year class was the last one to win anything. Yeah.
Ours was the Gators. We were the Satsuma Gators.
Oh yeah, Satsuma.
Yep, that's where I went. Now it's funny because they have a whole new school system there. So they split off from Saraland, where I'm from. Mm-hmm. So all the kids from Saraland, Chickasaw, all of them, whatever, would go to Satsuma because that was owned by Mobile Public School. That was the school there.
Yeah.
And you have one middle school, whatever. So now it's the new thing now to do. I'm not going to say the word fad, but it's a new thing now to separate from school system and to make your own. So my city made their own school system, and they raised the taxes. Of course, people were cool with it. And the school is immaculate. I'm talking about, it looks like one of those big schools like you see like in those movies. Like 2 stories tall.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And their football team they've gone to state like 2 years. because my nephew just graduated there, and I mean the stadium and everything. So it's weird to go back home because before it was just my school. So now, even though I'm from Saraland, I went to Satsuma. So the alumni thing is sort of weird.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that's technically so.
No, I mean, I'm a big part of that. A lot of people don't like the, getting rid of the public school system and having private schools. I like it.
Yeah.
I like having where a city can go, okay, we have this school, but you know what? If y'all want to go here, you can go here. Yeah. And it's, people say it's not fair.
Well, they don't have
a
choice there.
But
it's by their zip code.
Right. Yeah.
Like if you live in a certain area, you have to go to the school, and that's what a lot of people don't like. Though a lot of people still don't want to go. Maybe they don't want to go to Satsuma because technically Saraland is a kick-ass school, but you really you can't. It's go by where you live.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's like some laws that you can get in and out of there or something, but I haven't technically been into the school, but I went to their stadium, and I mean they've got like the turf is like professional. Like they don't play.
Yeah.
It's cool. Did you play football?
Oh yeah, I did it all. I made the Super 11 with Julio Jones.
What?
Yeah. I had a state record there for a while, and it got broken the next year. My senior year, we went to my highlight films are on YouTube. Matt Bowler YouTube highlights.
I was literally about to say I'd love to see your highlight film.
They took off the music. I had a Kanye West song and AC/DC, and then copyright.
Yeah.
But they didn't take the copyright off till like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's been up since YouTube. Like as soon as YouTube started, I got my buddy because I was sending my stuff off to colleges and stuff, and he uploaded it for me. But
now, college wise, you play.
I could have ended up choosing, and I say the wrong path. It's not the wrong path, but I could have went and played. I got a walk-on invite for LSU, and so I was like, man, that's cool. But, I'm from a small town. I played running back, and they're like, okay, well, they looked at my competition, but I thought I was better than, like, Huntington and Faulkner, all these smaller schools. So I was like, screw that. And my sister was going to Montevallo, so I ended up joining the fraternity up there.
Montevallo, that's the Sam Hunt album.
Yeah.
Yes, it's all full circle. Okay, I get it now.
But it was, man, I played basketball. We got runner-up in basketball and all the way to state championship. And we went to state championship my senior year in all three sports. We lost baseball with the pass pitch. The guy stole home and then won the state championship. Basketball, they ended up beating us because they had these two big tall guys, 6'7" and 6'9". And football, we crushed it. Weightlifting, we won the state championship my senior year. We're the best senior class to ever walk through that school.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I feel like you would think the more south you go, the more southern it is. Mm-hmm. But I feel like North Alabama is more southern than
Central?
South Alabama.
Yeah, I'm more Central Alabama.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I feel like it's more southern. Like it's
different.
The closer you get to the bay and stuff like that, I feel like it's not as country as, you know what I mean? Like
stereotypical country.
Yeah.
Correct. Because if you think of the southern, blah, 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 country,
Yeah.
But up there, it's good old boys, farm boys.
Oh, yeah.
Look, they're going to build some hay. They're going to do their job. They're going to go to work. And then they're going to go home, mind their own fucking business,
Yeah.
But but when you think of southern people, it's like just hardcore rednecks and stuff. And no. But yeah. But you only have 22 people, so you're like, well, shit.
So whatever.
Yeah.
Especially at school, I can imagine.
Because everybody owns so much land where I'm from.
Oh, yeah.
So that was a big
Do you
thing.
have land up there?
Yeah.
Like with your family and stuff? Mm-hmm. That's cool.
Yeah, my dad put it in our name 2 years ago.
Would you ever want to go back there and like raise a family up there, or are
No.
you good? Okay, good. Some people are like that. You know what I mean? Some people are like,
No, I had to get out.
They come back home because that's home. And then some people are like, okay, I got to get the hell out of here because
The only way, if you worked at the mill, that was like if you didn't go to college.
you had to work in the mill.
Yeah, if you didn't work the mill, then you were nothing.
Is the mill still there?
Yeah.
Cool.
My stepdad.
What is it?
My stepdad works there. I worked there during the summers.
What business is it? Like
It's a paper mill.
Paper mill.
Yeah, Rock 10.
Okay.
It was Gulf States. Now I think it's something Rock 10 merged. But yeah, if you don't work at the mill, the paper mill, then you have to get out of there to do anything, to be anything. So, my sister kind of set the bar high, my oldest sister. And then my youngest sister got out and then went on and got her master's. And I'm like, all right, let's do this. So I
You like
got
going
out.
back to visit though, or do you just like?
I hate it. honestly. And I'm sorry to it.
No,
I don't hate it. I love my hometown.
Yeah.
I do.
But when you leave, you leave.
It's so depressing.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
I
know.
I mean, yeah. I don't know. It's kind of like it's a weird thing.
People ask me all the time. I mean, I live an hour. I'm from an hour from here.
Yeah.
So I'm going home this weekend. You know,
Yeah.
I'm a mama's boy. I talk to mom every day. That's just how I am. But people ask me, whatever, want me back, and I'm like, no. You know what I mean? I cut them off. It's not that I don't love my hometown, because I love my hometown.
Totally.
Like, there's food places that we can't have here. I love seeing my family, stuff like that. But there's something about, especially for me, because when I came out, I was here, and so I feel like when I go back there, people know the old Jeremy. Not that I'm two different people, because I don't believe I'm definitely not fake, but it's just something about people who you grew up with. They know little Matt. You know what I mean? They know little Jeremy. You know what I mean? And I having a brother 11 years older than me, I constantly lived in his shadow. Everybody would be like, I would literally get called Little Patrick all the time.
Yeah.
My brother's name, And I'm like, no, I'm Jeremy. But I love my hometown, but yeah, I don't think I could live there again. Plus, just being honest, in Alabama, the taxes and everything. I mean, because we don't have no taxes on groceries here. A Mobile, I think, is 10%. And so I think just those factors alone, like living lifestyle, I can't afford to live back home. You know what I mean?
Yeah, in Marengo County, I don't know, man. It's not the people, like the people I went to school with and was big buddies with. You go back and, Christmas time, I remember going back and would go into Walmart or something and see them. And it's just
something about being in the South.
It's just bad,
on
man.
a Friday night. Or just anytime during the weekend, it's like a school reunion at some point in a Walmart.
Dude, you can find the people.
People don't understand that. Like when you know what I mean. They don't, that is a Southern thing.
Yeah,
you have a reunion in Walmart.
Oh well, that's what people do.
Yeah,
and it's just. I mean, when we would go out on the weekends in high school, we'd meet at Par Chevron. Because it was
we in our hometown. I didn't do that because I wasn't.
Well, this is in Demopolis. But
that's what I mean. But I wasn't part of that cool crowd. Like at school, I talked to everybody. But outside school, I just did my church because I was known as preacher kid, so I just did my church stuff. Mm-hmm. But we had a Chevron parking lot that everybody hung out in. It's so funny.
Yeah, man, we'd go there, and man, I had a blast, dude. Don't get me wrong. I would go back to high school or college in a heartbeat.
I'm telling you this day. I tell this way. To go back to high school with what I know now. You know what I mean? Like
oh my God.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To rule that place.
Dude. It would be
and not in a cocky way. I mean,
no, mine's being a cocky way.
See, I'm not gonna be like an ass people, but I'm saying like just the fact that I can like be confident in who I am. You know what I mean? Like to not worry about what people think about me, to not put up with teachers' BS, to whatever. I do wish I took school more seriously. I didn't at all, like at all. And I was telling my niece this I think the other day. I got out of school. We had a program called DECA. I don't remember what it was. I don't remember what it stood for. But it's where you got out of school early to get a job.
Yeah.
So my second semester, my senior year, I got out at 10:30. So that's just one class. And so I thought I was cool. Thought I was a shit back then. But then I realized I missed almost every pep rally. Well, I did. I missed every pep rally. I missed but again, at the time, I'm getting out of school. I'm going to, you know what I mean? But...
Yeah.
I missed that. I sort of wish I didn't do that now. Even though I'm glad I got a job because it taught me a lot of stuff.
Oh, no doubt.
But I miss not being involved with people, And then I had those friends that, how you have friends that you only saw, no, not where you grew up, sorry. Nothing bad, but I mean, when you grew up 22 people, you probably saw them all everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Me, I had my school friends, and then you had your out-of-school friends. And so some people I only saw them at school. So when we graduated, that was the saddest part, because I was like, the one thing we had in common was school.
Right.
So that's what because again, in a class of 318, you have people that you don't necessarily see at any other time. So
yeah, man. And I miss a lot of people. That's me not having social media now and but dude, I move so much. I'm just used to moving and changing and just dramatic changes. I'm just used to it, dude. It's nothing for me to pick up, start over.
See, I can't. I envy people that can do that.
It means nothing. Me
living here. One day I'll have to tell the story about me getting kicked out of ministry school. I'll have to tell you about that one day. That's a pretty. I could talk about it now for years. I couldn't talk about it. I'll never tell about it on another podcast. It's a long story, but it wasn't a proud moment of my life. But I moved to Atlanta for a little while for that, and then I got kicked out of there for reasons. And so that was the only time I ever moved away. And that was a big deal because no one in my family, my brother for 6 months, he had to move to Iowa for training. You would have thought like he moved to Egypt or something.
Right.
You would have thought I moved to Egypt.
So far from out, dude. You don't move far. You don't move far, man.
Like I live an hour away, and you would think when I moved that to my mom and some of my family that I was like, oh my God, he lives in like, Abu Dhabi over there, or something like that. I'm an hour away. I'm still here, but it's a big deal. And that's I think it's a Southern thing.
It is. It's totally Southern.
It's just a Southern thing. You just have tight, close-knit family. Like I said, I talk to my mom every day, at least once a day. It's just something I do,
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you think about it, I went to school in Montevallo. That's where my middle sister went.
Yeah.
I transferred from there and went to South Alabama because they were the only school to have meteorology. But my sister did medical school there. And so it was just, and then now she's right down the road from me. So it's almost like maybe it's just subconscious. Plus, I'm the baby boy, whatever.
Yeah.
And so it's, I'm not too far away from anybody at one time. When I was in Montevallo, my sister's still up there. I was next to her. Moved down here to Mobile. My sister was here, and now I'm here. But
anyway. It's so crazy you lived in Mobile. I don't even know if we would have. I mean, I can't remember. I moved here about 12 years ago, so I don't know when you lived in Mobile. But
no, it would have been. I moved for a semester in 2009, went back to Montevallo, moved back in 2011, 12, and then moved here October 15.
Oh, wow. I like it here.
I do too. I'm an entrepreneur now.
Yeah.
And, it's fun having a job with people. I miss people.
That's my thing.
I dude, and I know I might be getting a little deep on the podcast, but dude, I do. I miss it.
Yeah.
I don't have anything anymore that's like, I still got my friends I can call, but dude, it's just, man, when you're in charge of like a business and stuff, but then again, it's also growing up. What are you going to do?
But then at the same time, though, to be an entrepreneur, most people would love to be in that position that you're in. You know what I mean?
I think the thought of it is better than,
of course,
because yes, I could sleep tomorrow.
Yeah,
I'm going to sleep in until I get up.
Yeah,
and nobody's going to go, Matt, you're fired.
Exactly.
When are you coming in? And so the freedom, I will never work for anybody for the rest of my life. Yeah, I will always be my own boss.
Yeah,
but having that schedule, having that camaraderie, what is it?
Camaraderie.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like people thought when I work, when I tell people because I'm a medical coder during the day, and so I travel part of the time, but then most of my time we have remote access to records, and so that was my big thing. Is that people are like, I don't know how I couldn't be disciplined enough, and that was my fear that I wouldn't be disciplined enough. But to me, the part that gets me is not going into an office, even if you don't like your coworkers. You know what I mean? Even if they piss you off, you work with
you at least know
bitches,
them and you get it.
And you get a conversation. You know what I mean? That's why I'm thankful for my trivia stuff. Because come 5 o'clock, even though my dog and me, we hear conversations during the day, that's all I tell, when I work from home. So I think for me, love it. I'm so thankful for a boss that doesn't micromanage me, get to make my own schedule. Boom. I mean, I've got it now. I don't even take a shower till like 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
There's some days I don't take them.
Yeah, I can smell. I can tell.
Yeah.
Just kidding. But yeah, that's it. So I miss that live contact. We don't realize how much human contact is a biggie for.
Dude, I had no
humans.
idea. Dude, I was always in a football team, had my friends going out, doing this, doing that. And then I was in a fraternity. And then even when I moved down to Mobile, I had my buddies. We were going out. And then, they go, oh, I don't know if I'll be disciplined enough. Shoot, wait till you have to,
yes.
Because you go, oh, okay, I can go do what I went to school for and make $18,000 a year, working 60 hours a week. And I happened to be working for a manufacturing company at the time. And I'm like, I can do this by myself. I broke off, did it. I had like $500.
Yeah.
I bought some products, sold it, picked up these customers anyway, blew it up, whatever you want to say. But, and then I was able to move here, and I was able to, anyway, and that's what it is. And then I was able to use that and then start another business and then do this and then do that. And then I fell into entrepreneurship. I didn't want to I had no idea to do that. Exactly. I fell into it.
I did medical equipment for so long. I thought that was where I was just going to be stuck. And I finally decided I never went to college outside of high school. Yeah. And so that's one of the biggest regrets I have in my life.
Dude, it means nothing.
Yeah,
I went and I don't use shit.
That's true. That's true because a lot of people they go, but I was just so focused on. I thought I was gonna be in the ministry. I thought that's what and I'm not there, and so that
I feel like you might go back.
I don't know.
In a certain platform, you don't think you would?
In a certain platform, I mean,
what I mean by that, you know what I mean by that, right? Like a different platform that's not Southern based.
Yeah,
if that makes sense, what I'm saying.
I think I see what you're saying. I don't know.
Because I bet you're knowledgeable about it. You don't talk about it much, but I bet you are really knowledgeable about it.
It was a good part of my life, and it's still a part of my life. I would like, there's an artist I used to listen to. I don't know if you ever heard of Jennifer Knapp. She was a big Christian artist back in the day. And she disappeared off the face of the planet. And this whole time, I kept thinking back in my mind, I was like, I bet she's gay. But just because I met her one time, and I have the worst gaydar ever. I could be in a gay club and still have the worst gaydar. Yeah. And so she did. She did come out. And she has this thing called Inside Out Faith. And so it's people who are either been shunned by the church or they're transsexual, they're gay, bi, whatever. You know what I mean? So a traditional church don't know where to put them or even don't even know if they're welcome there. So that's what they do. So they focus on stuff like that. To me, I've always had something like that planned in my head. You know what I mean? Just something.
Right. You know, no structure, but the thought. Totally. Because you've never... Because it's weird because my faith is strong on me, but I call myself a gay Christian, and people will probably turn us off right now by me saying that. You know what I mean? And people will fall out by me saying that, but I call myself that. But you know why? And you know what's crazy is in the South, people in the Bible Belt, I should say.
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
And everything is okay. It's against gays, against this.
Yeah.
But even the people that grew up in the South. For you, for example, who came out later, still has your faith.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's the South.
That is the South to a T. The South can be the best part. There's such good things about the South, but then there's such bad things about the South, like some of the.
I would never want to grow up in the North, and I'm sorry for people that are up there. I loved where I grew up. I would never. I love the South. The freedom, the night, the quietness.
Yeah. But I guarantee you, there's people who probably grew up in New York
who would blow their mind
being in the quiet. So and that's it. And I think that's what it is. Where you were planted,
adapted.
You're adapted there. Same thing. Yeah. Like I visited California one time, and I'm like, oh my God! Like I literally felt like I needed a passport to get there.
But there's people that grew up in the church and lose their faith.
Oh, exactly.
But you didn't.
Yeah.
So it's and even when you should.
Yeah.
Even with the community, with a lot of the community. And it's not, I'm not saying anything you don't know.
Yeah.
A lot of them are like, no, they're anti-church.
Yeah.
But with you,
a lot of people, especially if they come out, they're like, oh, the church hates me, so I'm going to hate the church. Totally. And to be honest, they're not all right. You know what I mean?
Don't hate the church, hate the way that
exactly.
Yeah. What church do you hate?
Exactly.
You're hating the church, not the religion, the relation. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I just don't ever want to go to a church and be known as that's the gay guy. Like we're here to convert him, that kind of thing. Because I don't believe in that. You know what I mean? I don't.
Right.
I will fight to the day I die that people who are legitimately born that way, they don't choose that. That's just something. And I think that is the biggest Southern battle there is. But that people think it's such a hypocrisy and that kind of thing that you can't dare say that. They say that by you saying that you're born that way is like a strike against God.
Hmm?
But it's not. You know what I mean? They think it because it's that bad of a thing. They're like, so we're saying that you're saying that God made you that way. God is this and He's Almighty and stuff. Yes, He is still that, and yes, I am still myself. Let's just move on.
Yeah, it's kind of like, what do you want me to tell you?
Exactly.
It's like, and then here's the why would I choose?
Fight.
If you had to choose, it's kind of like, okay, everybody in a small town, especially. Oh, I'm gonna choose this life and be an outcast.
Yeah.
And be shunned. Yeah, let me choose that.
Like, can you imagine just being like you had a class of 22 people? You know what I mean? Just imagine.
Oh, let me choose to be the out.
Or that one kid or guy or girl, you know what I mean, who comes out. Or they probably will never, ever. You know what I mean? Just being honest. They probably would never come out until they moved away, more than likely.
Eventually, they would have to because that's who they are.
Exactly.
But there's no way. But I feel like sometimes you always
some
know.
people do the whole marriage route.
I could tell you 5.
My roommate, my roommate's got he's got a son because he was married and did that route, you know. And to me, that's what I told myself. I'm like, Jeremy, either you're going to be that guy that can screw up more than one person's life.
Totally, I'm so glad into that. Because you have a kid and then make away.
That's what people do. You know what I mean? And I'm going to say this, whatever, like, especially now because I think there's some election going on in Alabama, and they were battling back and forth about, this and that, like, because I guess one of the candidates was for gay marriage, and the other was not, even though they both, I think, were Republicans.
I don't know why people vote on that.
I don't understand
because
either.
Here's the thing. You could have the crappiest policies for everything else. Let's just say you're going to lose money, people are going to lose jobs, and then you are like, I'm for or against gay marriage.
Yeah.
And people will focus on that. And it's like, what the hell are you doing? You know, of course, it's the South.
Well, the word that they use that pisses me off, they talk about the sanctity of marriage.
Yeah, of course.
And what pisses me off about that is that straight people have already messed that up. You know what I mean?
No, dude, without a doubt.
And the only reason why I'm saying that is because that means you're not perfect either. So you can say whatever you want to about me, and you know, if I believe if 2 guys or 2 girls want to get married or whatever, okay, let them get married, but don't use the word sanctity of marriage like you're perfect.
Yeah. And you may tell you something about, and then I hear the argument about adoption.
Yeah.
Well, then you're giving them there's shitty parents out there right now that don't take care of their
kids.
And
there's amazing kids who need parents.
And if a guy, you know, a gay couple or whatever wants to take care of a kid and they love them and they take care of them, why not? Because, okay, just because you believe in this, you know, this lady's shooting up crystal meth and the husband's done ran off and the kid doesn't have anything to eat, that's okay. But then you have this family who, in our, you know, me and you, we still think that way. I know a lot of people don't, but you're born that way. Mm-hmm. They want to adopt a kid, love them, take care of them, feed them, do everything else. You can have good. That's just people, man. You have shitty people.
Exactly.
It's all people, man. You have shitty people.
Exactly.
So let's wrap it up on shitty people.
I know, shitty people. I think this is our most serious podcast we've ever had. Actually, we started off with butt chugging, ended with life in a small town.
That's it, man.
And then gay marriage and how that affects us.
So if you want to get married in the South and do a butt chug at your wedding, there you go. This is the podcast for you.
Yeah, I've actually thought about
butt chugging at your wedding.
No,
Jerry.
no. I've thought about like getting my license to marry people.
That'd be cool.
I had a friend one time. He asked me to do that, and it was just I was in a weird point in my life. I was like, because I wasn't out, and I was like, you know what I mean? So to get the license thing, but I thought about doing that because to me that would be such an honor to do that for people.
Why don't you do that?
It's probably on my list to do next year, I think.
That'd be cool.
I'd love to do that. Yeah. You know, to bring up somebody's, because it's very hard to find priests or preachers to do that.
Yeah.
You know,
I tell you what, right now, in the if y'all have made it this far in the podcast, on a serious note, take this time, comment section below, yes or no, should Jeremy do it? Because if y'all say yes, I'm going to push him to do it.
I think it'd be good.
I do too.
And I'm not saying I'm going to be one of those.
No, you're not going to go out there and just be like,
I'll only marry if you have to be gay or I will not marry you.
Totally,
I mean,
man.
I just believe in love, period. You know what I mean? You know,
so a person.
Exactly. So that's it.
That's it, man. Thanks for watching, everybody. We are at 59:25. The time.
And a great podcast.
You got anything else, man?
That's
Everything good? All right, guys. Appreciate you listening.
Yes, thank y'all so much. Like, subscribe, share, and
share this thing. Maybe not this one if you don't like it, but maybe some of our other ones.
Maybe a positive one if you would like to, but I think our serious ones. I think sometimes you just have to have those town meeting chats. You know what I mean? Just serious chats. And then next week we'll talk about more butt chugging and
well, it's cool to have chats like that because you go, okay, well, this is where we agree on stuff. This is where we don't. I just wish more people could do that.
That's to me.
You know?
Yeah. I hate debating, but I love talking and then walking away, hugging, and then doing it. To me, that's different than debating. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, because,
means,
dude, debating now, nowadays, you can't do anything, man.
I love having a conversation where you tell your viewpoint, I tell my viewpoint, maybe talk in between, hug it out, walk away, boom.
No doubt.
And people nowadays, they want their...
Well,
I want you to believe what I believe.
And if you don't, I don't want to be your friend. Wait, what about all this other fun shit that we were doing together? Nope, because of this.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But I don't know.
And guys, coming October, we got videos coming from us. You'll get to see these.
Oh, we're actually going to start doing YouTube videos. Yeah. That could be another thing. Let me just throw in a bunch of stuff that y'all can just keep typing a paragraph on in the comments. Video ideas you want to see us do. We're going to be creating a YouTube channel. You know, it'll probably be the same channel, right?
Yeah, same channel.
Yeah, but we'll upload funny YouTube.
Yeah.
So.
You get to see the faces behind these voices you've been listening to. Thank y'all for listening.
All right, guys.
That is it. This has been What Was I Saying?
See y'all in the next one.
Fling, fling.